Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another festive episode of Monday Night Mayhem. The tree is up, the snowflakes are out on display, and we've got a big card here tonight. We're kicking it off with four people who either haven't got off to the best of starts in WIW or haven't quite made the impact they were looking for. And they're in this fatal four-way tonight, made by the GM just to see what they can do and to show their skills and to show that they're ready to be pushed a little further than they have been so far. We've got some big matches tonight. This is only one of two fatal four-ways because tonight we have a fatal four-way elimination match later in the card to determine the next number one contender for the European Championship. And it seems like we're just lining up contenders for that title constantly. The first man down to the ring is AD Nathaniel, who hasn't had the best of starts and is ready to make an impact. And that's exactly what he's here to do tonight, if he can. He's had some decent in-ring performances, but unfortunately just hasn't really capitalized on any of them to date. And that is exactly what he's here to do tonight in this fatal four-way matchup. He's been given the opportunity to do so. Next up, the All-Heart, Alan Hart, who's only had one appearance, if I am not mistaken. And did he win that match? I don't think he did, if I remember correctly, which I've been wrong about before, but Alan Hart, either way, has not quite been given the push that he is looking for, and the GM is eager to get him in the ring and show off his skills and see where he stands in the ranking. The All-Heart Alan Hart has an opportunity to do just that here tonight. The question being, can he capitalize on the opportunity he is being given? He debuted very close to Fatality, which might be why he hasn't quite had the push that he's been looking for as of yet. Plus, with all the newcomers coming in, it's very easy to get lost in the shuffle of things. But for the All-Heart Alan Hart, he's eager to get in the ring and get some more in-ring action. No better way to do it here tonight in this fatal four-way match. There's only one fall to finish this one. But the GM giving this match an opportunity to run free. It's not going to be a traditional card. Not all the champions will be on display tonight, but it's going to be a great card anyway. Giving people a chance to shine is what we're here to do tonight. Dino D is up next, who debuted last week, if I'm not mistaken. After making a big fuss about the fact it's taking this long to debut, he went on to pick up a debut defeat. So now Dino D promises that he's going to push on and do better, and that's exactly what he's here to do tonight. This is Fatal 4-Way match is a perfect example for him to prove just that. If he can step in the ring and pick up a victory. Remember though, this isn't going to be an easy task. All four of these men need victories to their name to get the momentum going, and that is exactly what they're here to do here tonight in this Fatal 4-Way. The question is, can they show it? The next man down to the ring, you could question whether or not he has made an impact or not, because this man has definitely made an impact in his short time here in WIW. Next man to the ring is Lachlan. And Lachlan has begun his career by ambushing people in their matches and backstage, and that is where he's made his money. Of course, at Fatality, he had his first in-ring performance as he was a part of the first ever Fatality match where he was knocked out cold by a spinning heel kick by Mason Foster right as he was ready to put the match away. But now Lachlan has a chance to put all that behind him and move on. His first Mayhem in-ring performance in a matchup tonight. And the question is, can Lachlan produce in the ring? Or is he just going to be one of those people who can only get the job done by blindsiding them? So we got AD Nathaniel, Alan Hart, Dino D, and Lachlan all ready to put their names on the map to start tonight's show. And we are working towards the Christmas Clash pay-per-view. And these four, one way or another, are going to want to get there just to showcase their skills. And tonight might be a good way to do that if they can really impress the general manager. Remember, one fall to the finish. Normal Fatal 4-Way rules apply. Only counts, no countouts or disqualifications. Only way to win, pinfall inside the ring. And Alan Hart getting off to a good start trying to do that here. Working away on Lachlan there. That's a beautiful suplex with an arm drag. Meanwhile, Dino D taking AD Nathaniel back to his house or something. Like, this is crazy how far they've run away from the ring. But AD Nathaniel wisely going to send it back to near the ringside area. And he doesn't want to go that far away. Remember, can't win it on the outside. This is not Falls Count anywhere. It was a weird choice there from from Dino D, who is here, of course, trying to make an impact after last week, his debut defeat. AD Nathaniel, on the other hand, has been in the ring. He's shown some skill, but for one reason or another, every time he gets into the ring, something happens that prevents his debut victory. Of course, the last time he fought, if I remember correctly, was also a fatal 4-way, and he was unable to capitalize on the opportunity then either. But he needs tonight to do just that. As for Lachlan, he's been making big strides and a hell of a lot of enemies, one of which, of course, was Mason Foster, who dealt with him at the Fatality pay-per-view, but now looking to push on past that and try and prove himself as an in-ring performer. As for Alan Hart, as I said, he made that one initial appearance, looked impressive, but then after that, wasn't really heard from. And the general manager is giving him the opportunity tonight to continue to make a name for himself. And big drop kick by Dino D there. Did you see the impact? He got real height on that one too. And a massive elbow to the back of the head to follow through on these attacks. And Dino D in a bit of trouble now as AD Nathaniel scoops him up. Meanwhile, Alan Hart and Lachlan going to continue their in-ring battle. They've been tussling since the beginning, as have AD Nathaniel and Dino D. First cover of the fight's only going to result in a 1 from Alan Hart. Oh, and a big takedown there by Dino D on the outside. Meanwhile, inside the ring, there's a neck snap on Lachlan and gets kicked as he turns around. That might have been the worst timing ever to turn around. And now picking him straight back to his feet. He's sensing control over Lachlan, but Lachlan's not going to let him have it. Lachlan last week came so close to winning the match at Fatality. He was ready to land the finishing blow on top of the ladder, which would have surely knocked out Mason Foster. But Mason Foster able to evade and land the spinning heel kick that wrapped it up for him. Look at that running bulldog on the outside by AD Nathaniel. And AD Nathaniel, very brawlerish fighter, very physical, likes to get down and dirty with things. And that's exactly the type of fighter that he's proven to be. And look at this, to the corner. Beautiful dropkick by Alan Hart. And AD Nathaniel now, right as I talk about his brawler style, looking to fly from the middle rope. What's he got in mind? Double axe handle to the top of the head. And meanwhile, well, look at that, begging him to get back to his feet there. And now look at this, these two working together to stomp on him here. Almost getting in each other's way, and they are constantly. But now look at this, Alan Hart trying to land a big strike, but couldn't quite do it as AD Nathaniel once again gets in the way. Oh, look at that, a drop kick that takes down Lachlan. And now AD Nathaniel left alone in the ring for a moment with Alan Hart. This could be the opening that Alan Hart is looking for. Zigzag from behind. Beautiful move there, and now looking to wrap this up. But Dino D gets back in the ring. He's going to make the save. Oh, look at that. Maybe looking for a side effect there, the way he set it up. Couldn't quite connect, and now Alan Hart from behind takes him down. And Dino D down again, but AD Nathaniel now been given an opportunity to fight back. But once again, another counter. And Alan Hart, tried to spin him around. Couldn't quite do it. And now AD Nathaniel with a chance to capitalize. Spinebuster! Smack bang in the middle of the ring. And look at Lachlan. Lachlan wisely just letting them fight it out inside the ring. He's just going to wait on the outside, and you can't blame him for doing that. It's chaotic what's going on inside the ring. There's a big takedown. And look at that, straight into the cover goes Dino D on Alan Hart, and AD Nathaniel had no interest in letting him do that one. But now look at Dino D. Oh, and a beautiful acrobatic takedown there. Not the type of style we'd expect from him. And look at Lachlan wisely just watching on, waiting for his moment to strike. Meanwhile, Dino D is taking his moment to strike right now. Series of clotheslines followed by a drop kick, and out rolls Nathaniel. Oh, look at this, he's seen Lachlan finally. And now Lachlan under siege, but Lachlan just sends him back into the ring. And Lachlan was being tactical, but Dino D decided he had enough of his tactics. But now look at Alan Hart here. Alan Hart showing a bit of strength. Dino D being spun around in the ring, and Lachlan once again just wisely gonna let it happen. A big king of swing there. Dino D laid out in the middle of the ring, and Alan Hart here hasn't even noticed Lachlan got back into the ring. Take to the corner, and the referee separating Lachlan and Faith. Oh, but look at this, AD Nathaniel trying to take advantage here, trying to steal the cover. He's done it, AD Nathaniel. While Alan Hart and Lachlan were distracted, AD Nathaniel takes the win right from under their noses. It was Alan Hart that landed the finishing blow on Dino D with the King of Swing, but it was Lachlan's distraction that prevented the cover. And AD Nathaniel, look, you see it here, just takes full advantage. Lachlan and and Alan Hart didn't even notice. But a big win for AD Nathaniel. He needed that one to get his career in the right direction, and that's exactly what he did. A big win for him here. A very tactical win, very cunning win, but a win nonetheless, and that's how you get your career started in WIW in the right direction. Hopefully, bigger things to come from this man. Let's move on down the rest of the card. Next up tonight, some more women's action. We're eager to get some of these women into the ring and see what they can do in a one-on-one situation. Of course, only the one pinfall victory so far in the women's division, and of course last week that came from the women's champion Sandra Piper, who won in the Battle Royal just a few nights ago, of course, at Fatality. And we are working towards Christmas Clash, so we're looking for a new women's champion #1 contender. And this woman last week made a big impact to the champion to try and make her name stand out. Last week, Leah Rose attacking Sandra Piper after her match, and now she's here tonight to continue her momentum and get some in-ring action going for her. Last week, Sandra Piper knocked off Lulu Torres, the two probably the most impressive women, the two who stood out the most in that matchup. But Leah Rose making a statement known that she has very much gained an interest in the title, and one of the more unique women in the division here tonight to show what she's capable of and show the danger that she is ready to rain down on to the women's championship division. But she's got an opponent tonight who's also ready to show her in-ring ability. It is Elliot Rogers, down to make her one-on-one debut tonight here on Monday Night Mayhem. A Monday Night Mayhem debut, full stop. Didn't really shine as bright as I'm sure she would have liked to have in the eighth woman Battle Royal for the Mayhem Women's Championship. But now tonight she gets to step into the ring and stake herself a claim for the Mayhem Women's Championship. But she's got some tough competition in the ring, so she needs to step up. But she has a creepy demeanor in the way she presents herself down to the ring. But then again, if it comes to darkness and psychological war games, I don't imagine anyone really going to be psyching out Leah Rose that much. So this is going to be an interesting one. Leah Rose and Elliot Rogers, and I'll tell you what, Sandra Piper, especially after the impact that was made last week, going to be watching on fondly. Bell rings and away we go. And straight away, collar and elbow tie-up. We're just going to see who gets the upper hand in this one, and Leah Rose looking to do just that, but Rogers getting in behind here. What can she do in this position? She's got her into a headlock here, flips her over and continues on the ground, and a big shot there, and she comes out on top of that one. Oh, but look at that. That did not please Leah Rose at all, and she slams her down. And these two women just trying to separate themselves from the crowd. We've got a stacked women's division this year, the biggest women's division by far that we have ever had, to the point where we have two separate women's roster. And of course, the Fight Night women will debut at Wolfpack in the Outback this Sunday. And now look at this. Irish whip across the ring. Oh, look at that. A massive shoulder takedown. And now scooping her up. Elliot Rogers rolling early in this one. But Leah Rose trying to fight back. Elliot Rogers with control. Look at that. A beautiful takedown. And some great wrestling we're seeing so far between these two. We saw it last week between Lulu Torres and Sandra Piper. And the women's division increased in size, but it's also increased in ability. Look at the maneuvers coming out here from these women. And a massive discus clothesline. Nearly taking off the head of Leah Rose, and Elliot Rogers not falling victim to the mind games that are coming out here from Leah Rose. Rogers making her own claim for the women's championship. But look at this. Rose trying to fight back. She's angry now. You can see it in her eyes. Look at that. There's a drop kick. Oh, but look at this. That's Sandra Piper's theme song. Sandra Piper's made her way, but where is she? I don't see her. Where's Sandra Piper? Oh, look at this. Rogers looking to take advantage. Scoops her up. Oh, and just tosses her down onto the canvas. The referee has no idea what's going on behind him. He's still looking for Sandra Piper, but Sandra Piper causing a distraction there. And look at this, tossing her up again. And just throwing her back down. Sandra Piper causing a distraction that's costing the control here from Leah Rose. And now, look at this once again. The roller 3, of course. Just tossing her up in the air, but Leah Rose not going to be phased by it. Look at this. Fisherman suplex. Oh, and look at this. She's angry now. She is angry. She's losing her mind in the ring. And look at this. Chasing after Rogers, who had to just try and run away from it all for a second. Oh, look at that. Big takedown on the outside. And Rogers escaped wisely. And Leah Rose followed, and she might regret just doing that. But she's lost her temper now. She's angry. And when you're angry, you make mistakes. And maybe that's what Sandra Piper was hoping to do here. Just a little bit of mind games and psychological advantage just to take control back. And look at that. There's a cutter there from Elliot Rogers, who's getting herself hyped up now. The crowd not getting behind it, though. The thumbs down is the general consensus from the crowd. But Elliot Rogers putting on a show and now ready to wrap this one up. The distraction really has helped her, and can she capitalize on it? Yes, she can. A beautiful leg drop from behind the leg, and Elliot Rogers is going to knock off Leah Rose with the assistance of the Mayhem Women's Champion's distraction. Big win for Elliot Rogers. Right as she was losing control of the match, big help came from the Mayhem Women's Champion, and Leah Rose falls victim to the mind games of the champion. Well, Elliot Rogers wins tonight, but I have a feeling that the champion already knows who she wants to take on at the pay-per-view. And it looks like Leah Rose's distraction last week has caught her attention, but Elliot Rogers making her own claim for the title. But the question still remains, because we still have no idea who really is going to be competing for the Mayhem Women's Championship at Christmas Clash. I don't know, but Elliot Rogers making sure that her name is at least in the picture. Let's move on down the rest of the card. Week, my match with the world champion was cut short by Jaden. But let me tell you the reason he did that. It wasn't just to get the jump on Albright before their match at Christmas Clash. No. The main reason was because he didn't want me to go on to win that match. He knows I am just steps away from getting my shot at the WIW Championship, and it scares the hell out of him, like it should scare Albright too. I am one of the best superstars on the roster. The fact I've held the title for so long can show you all the proof you need. Next up tonight is a fatal 4-way to determine my next #1 contender for my title. But how many more times are you going to do that? Every time they put someone new in the ring with me, the same result always happens. So why limit me to this title? I think it's time to become the first ever dual champion.
Shut up and sit down.
Jace, I understand what you're saying, but please, now listen to what I'm saying. You're already a champion. If I was to give you a WIW Championship opportunity, then you'd either fight in 2 matches over 1 night, or you'd fight and defend for 1 title. And either way, you won't walk out the champion that way. I promise you that. With that being said, I just don't see it likely that this is a good way forward for you. I figured you might say something along those lines. So I have an idea. The number 1 contenders match, right? Whoever wins can face me for the European title tonight in the main event of the show. Now, if I defend it here, I don't have to defend it at Christmas Clash. So what do you say, boss? Why don't you give me and everyone at home the best Christmas gift that they could ever want and help me become a dual champion? See, I would stand by what I said. If you become a dual champion, I would personally bet you that you would not be able to defend both. But if you're willing to try, and you have proven yourself to everyone that you are capable, I'll tell you what. The title will be on the line against the winner of tonight's next match. And then they will face you in the main event. Win that match, then we talk.
Shut up and sit down.
Well, I guess we're going to get this next one on the way, and it's a fatal 4-way elimination match as scheduled to become the number 1 contender for the European Championship. But that match isn't going to happen. It's going to happen tonight. It's not going to happen at the pay-per-view, or at least that's what he's hoping for, Jace. Well, it's going to happen tonight, and these 4 men now have a massive opportunity to walk out tonight the European champion. First man down to the ring is Diskin, who made a great debut last time out, but then faded into the abyss. And once again, the general manager using tonight to showcase the talent for people who don't always necessarily get the chances. But tonight, what a huge chance it is for this man. Diskin makes his slow, eerie way down to the ring. A big, big opportunity for this man tonight. But you got to give the advantage to Jace here, because if he does face these guys in the main event, after having to endure a match like this fatal 4-way elimination match, it's going to be difficult for them later on. I mean, obviously the general manager giving them until the main event to rest up, but that isn't very long away. We're already halfway through the card here tonight. Can you believe that? Feels like it's been a very short episode today. It has been half an hour though. Time flies when you're having fun, I know, right? Anyway, next man down to the ring, who made a very impressive start to WIW, it is Bomber. Made his debut, then got assaulted by Lachlan on his debut match, but celebrated the debut win, and now gets a big chance tonight following that win to push for the European Championship, and Bomber will be very happy if he can walk out with that TV title around his waist. Not TV title, sorry, the European Championship tonight. Of course, the Portuguese Phoenix Jace, the only man not to lose the title as of yet, still the longest reigning champion and enjoying his reign so far. But he wants more, and that is exactly why tonight he's putting it on the line to try and get himself a shot at the WIW Championship at Christmas Clash. And will that Christmas gift come easy to him if it hasn't done so far? Next man down to the ring, someone who made an amazing debut. Literally one of the fastest debut wins in WIW history. So not only did he win his debut match, he won it in a record time. It doesn't get much more impressive than that for SDC. And tonight, he gets to continue that momentum with a number 1 contenders match. And you got to say he's earned it. Just a 9-second win, so he claims. It might have been slightly longer than that, but it wasn't that much longer. What a win it was. Absolutely ridiculous how quickly he did it. And tonight he gets another chance to push on here. He gets a chance at the European Championship. Could you imagine that? Just 2 nights in wrestling, or 2 shows in wrestling, should I say, and he becomes the European Champion. Well, he made a big impact in his debut, and he gets to make an even bigger one here tonight. And the last man down to the ring, earning this opportunity by winning the first ever fatality match at the Fatality pay-per-view it is going to be Mason Foster, the Welshman, making his way down to the ring to complete this fatal 4-way lineup. The general manager opting not to give people who have already had the opportunity for the titles to sit this one out. So no Estrella Chico, no Brad Skeens, even though you reckon they'd probably still be up there in contention. But they've had their shots, and now it's time for someone else to have theirs. So now Mason Foster making his way down to the ring. Of course, hasn't had a title opportunity yet. Had an opportunity to be in the Money in the Bank. That ended up falling to Jax Wolf, which spiraled his career, and it just escalated to the point where he ended up facing Lachlan at Fatality. He's rising in the rankings, he's rising in popularity, and now Mason Foster trying to rise to the top here by getting himself a European Championship opportunity later tonight. Well, it's a main event for the title, which is exactly what people want to see, but who can capture that opportunity? 2 matches in one night on offer for whoever can walk out the winner. So let's see who does it. Remember, fatal 4-way elimination rules. Last man standing will be the #1 contender for the European Championship and will take on Jace in the main event tonight. A big opportunity for all 4 of these men. But the question is, who can capitalize? And already this is the longest match in SDC's career, or at least they seem like it. That debut victory, I still can't quite wrap my head around how he did that so quickly, so effortlessly. It was an amazing debut for him. But all of these men had impressive debuts. Diskin had a great debut, and that's exactly why he's in the ring fighting for a shot at the European title. So did Bomber, although his, of course, celebrations were cut short by Lachlan, and just resting up for a little while to prevent himself from injury, and now he's back in the ring. Mason Foster has not had the best of starts to WIW. However, he's working his way up now and becoming a fan favorite and a superstar favorite after taking care of the man who's been ambushing everyone for the last couple of weeks, Lachlan. He's earned himself an opportunity here tonight. And look at Bomber showing the full force of his strength and power tonight here, and there's a power slam for Foster's troubles. Oh, look at that, a beautiful jumping DDT there, and that takes Diskin out of harm's way. Oh, and Bomber was looking to fly halfway across the ring there, but Mason Foster interrupted by SDC on his way back up to his feet. And now in the corner. Oh, look at that. Bomber just taking care of both of them here as they're both trapped in the corner. Irish whip to the opposite corner. And another takedown. No, evaded by Mason Foster. And driving his head down to the mat. And now Mason Foster trying to fight back, but it's been 2-on-1 for a moment or two. And now SDC is going to take him to the outside. Remember, European Championship opportunity on the line. And regardless of whether you have to do 2 matches in the same night, it's an opportunity that you can't afford to waste. Look at this from Diskin. Alabama slam from either side of the ropes. Keeping the leverage and a massive clothesline to the head of Bomber. And that's a powerhouse matchup in that ring. Diskin and Bomber. 2 powerhouse fighters in the ring at the same time, and into the cover. Is Bomber already gone? Oh, that's a 2 count, that clothesline. Almost taking Bomber out of the battle. Meanwhile, on the outside, Mason Foster's going to chuck he's going to chuck SDC in the ring. And look at Diskin. Diskin ready to put this away. Up on the shoulders. Looking to slam him down. Yes, he does. Busts open Bomber in the process. Straight into the cover. And Bomber's going to be the first person eliminated from this matchup. And that wasn't a very impressive run from Bomber. But look at this. Trying to capitalize here. Snap suplex. Bouncing off the ropes there for added impact. And SDC now targeting Diskin. But forgot about Mason Foster. And he can't afford to make that mistake. Kick to the corner. Oh, now look at this. Stomping away here. Mason Foster trying to provide a fight back after a slow start. And he rolls out of harm's way. There's SDC. And now Mason Foster left in the ring with the man who eliminated Bomber. And look at this. He rolls out of the ring as well. And look at this. Mason Foster, the last man standing. You don't often say that in a multi-man match. 3 men left. Bomber eliminated by Diskin. Or Dixon, sorry. I keep calling him Dixon. I don't know why I keep doing that. But it is Dixon. I apologise. I've just realised I've been saying that wrong the whole match. Even during his entrance. Oh, look at that. A massive running knee to SDC following the double team on Dixon. And now look at this. Oh, went for that jumping DDT again. Was unable to capitalize. And now Mason Foster is rolling here. But look at this. Speaking of roll, beautiful amount of flips there for SDC to get himself out of harm's way. Now going to continue the assault on Dixon. Clearly feeling he's the threat. Massive clothesline. And taking him back into the ring is SDC. Trying to deal with him. Trying to get him eliminated if he can. And he might be able to do so here. Double underhook. Oh, went for the DDT. And he couldn't do it. And Dixon might be able to capitalize here on the opportunity he's been given. Mason Foster, if he was wise, if I was Foster, I'd just stay out of harm's way. But he's decided once again to take on the face that he's Dixon head on. And look at this big German suplex, and out rolls Dixon. And now he has an opportunity here to dispose of SDC. SDC in a lot of trouble here. Mason Foster looking for the kick that knocked out Lachlan at Fatality. Spinning heel kick from the Welshman, and now picking him straight back up. Taking him to the ropes, and what's he thinking? Oh, look, trying to toss him back in the ring, but Dixon threw him out. Oh, look at this. He got confident. Backslide driver, and Mason Foster might have choked himself away. No, it's a 2 count. Oh, and they stare each other down there. Foster did not take kindly to that attempt to eliminate him. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Knee bar. Look at this. A beautiful knee bar, but he's on the ropes. And Foster didn't take that into account. And now look at this. Ready to put him away. But look at this. SDC from behind taking him down. And now playing to the crowd. SDC, and now look at this. Ready to put this away. The crowd behind SDC here. Running knee. Dixon's going to make the cover. SDC's going to let him. And Mason Foster's been eliminated. No! Foster kicks and the crowd goes nuts. Still in the matchup. And SDC, oh look at this. SDC taking down both men. With a big punch and a massive clothesline. Almost whipping off the head of Mason Foster. And Foster and Dixon clearly deciding to dispose of Mason Foster in a big frog splash cross body. Taking down both men there. SDC with a beautiful move. And now has Mason Foster right where he wants him. Alone in the ring. No interruptions now from Dixon. And now SDC has a chance to capitalize. But now Mason Foster trying to fight back. But Dixon trying to get to his feet as SDC is trying to deal with him and dispose of him. He's already been hit with a running knee and a massive clothesline from Dixon. But the question is that the end of it? Look at this. Running. Oh, and just taking him down there. And once again, Dixon's just going to go straight back on the assault on Mason Foster. Trying to get up, but there's an eye rake. Oh, spins him around. Oh, and might have been setting up for something big there, but got in the way, did SDC. And oh, look at this. They crash into each other. Went for a clothesline in the corner. And Dixon and SDC now squaring off, trading fists. But Dixon's going to get the upper hand. Oh, and just slams him down there. And now he's going to crash him into the corner. Oh, but look at this. He's not done just there because there's another one. And Mason Foster in a vulnerable position now. Dixon has him exactly where he wants him. Oh, but look at this. Big counter by Foster. Foster trying to capitalize on that. Couldn't quite do it. And now Dixon bringing him back to his feet. What's he got planned for him? Oh, no. Tried to get him up on the shoulders. Couldn't quite do it. And Mason Foster with a counter. Foster now with an opportunity to capitalize. And he's looking to do just that. Once again, looking for the spinning heel kick. Bringing Dixon back to his feet here. Spinning heel kick. And now Foster ready to put him away. SDC back to his feet. Surely he's not going to want to interrupt this. Hook of the arms. He does interrupt it. Look at this. He had every intention of just going for it himself. He wanted to eliminate SDC. He wanted to eliminate Dixon. And he does. With a massive German suplex. And that was a demanding re-entry there from SDC, who's now ready to put this one away, it looks like. Puts away Dixon. And Mason Foster was looking to do that himself, but in the end, Dixon... Oh, look at that. Dixon tried to... why do I keep calling him Dixon? SDC tried to make an advance on Mason Foster. We're down to the last 2 men. The next one to pick up a cover will face Jace in the main event tonight for the European Championship. And now SDC trying to take the opportunity. Went for that exploder suplex. Big counter by Mason Foster. And Foster didn't like the fact that SDC tried to put away Dixon for him, and now might be able to put away SDC. Hook of the arms. There's the DDT. Straight into the cover. Has Foster done it? He has done it. Mason Foster is going to face Jason tonight's main event for the European Championship. A massive victory in a big victory. It took a lot to keep Dixon down and SCC down. But Mason Foster has won it. The Welshman needed to build off of the fatality win, and he's done just that here. Look at that spinning heel kick. Massive impact. And Mason Foster has a big opportunity tonight. He could become the European champion. But he's got to do a second fight against Jace. The odds are definitely stacked against him. But the Welshman doesn't care about all that. He has a title shot here tonight, and we're going to see that in a couple of fights' time. But what a win that was for Mason Foster. Although his career didn't start off great, he has escalated rapidly. And tonight, the Welshman has a chance to become the first UK European champion. A big fight. This is going to be Jace versus Mason Foster in tonight's main event. But let's move on with the rest of the card so that we can get there. Next up tonight, a match that we've been waiting to see. These two finally getting in the ring with each other. It's Stephen Miller going to be taking on William Hale tonight. William Hale made a big statement by interrupting Stephen Miller's opportunity to become, to earn himself a title shot. Of course, making, oh, look at this! And he has no intention of waiting for this one to get into the ring. And look at this, these two clash straight into each other. And look at this, straight away, William Hale interrupted Stephen Miller's match at Fatality and helped Jax Wolf pick up the win, which lost Stephen Miller a title opportunity. And tonight, William Hale, a technical mastermind, just trying to get the jump on Stephen Miller, but Stephen Miller's not letting him get it. Stephen Miller, as the last couple of weeks, has proven himself to be the real deal. And tonight, not letting tonight being an exception. William Hale and Stephen Miller, I have a feeling these two are going to be clashing at Christmas Clash, if you'll pardon the pun. And look at this. William Hale sending a message. But is he interested in starting this one, though? Are we actually going to see the start of this matchup? I'm not sure. The referees in the past have never been keen on starting these matchups. But look at this. William Hale, big counter there. Just ducks under the attack from Stephen Miller. And I wonder really what has triggered William Hale to do this. Maybe he's seen the success that Stephen Miller's had so far and maybe thought that's what he wants. He wants to make himself a title holder. He wants that opportunity. And maybe just upset that Stephen Miller got it. And look at these two just once again running into each other. The hostility is really growing between these two. And maybe we won't have to wait so long for tonight's title opportunity. But look at this, William Hale to the ring now. Is he interested in starting this one? No, once again, these two just running at each other. And William Hale now, I think, is ready to get this one in the ring. Get this one going. Big elbow drop to the back. The referee begging him to get in the ring. Begging him to start this one properly. And a massive running into Guri. Knocking him out cold. And I don't think this one is going to start inside the ring. The crowd not liking William Hale. But maybe this one is planning on starting. I don't know. William Hale taking him down with the Insaguri, but it wasn't enough to keep down Stephen Miller. As we've seen in the past, it's never enough. And a big clothesline from William Hale. And the referee separating them. This match isn't going to start. William Hale and Stephen Miller. We will see these two in the ring, most likely at Christmas Clash. But another big confrontation between these two. And I'm just wondering at this point, when is it going to come to an end? I guess we'll find out soon enough. But it's time to move on to tonight's main event. Tonight's main event, just like Fight Night, impromptu and on the night, Jace is putting up his European Championship on the line against Mason Foster, who's already had a match tonight and will now go again. Of course, he was fighting for #1 contendership for this match, but of course, I don't think he anticipated having to put having put the match on tonight. Of course, he was expecting to be doing it at Christmas Clash, but now Mason Foster's doing it tonight. But I'll tell you what, he can't afford to squander this opportunity. Jace is trying to do this so that he doesn't have to defend the title at the pay-per-view, so that he has a chance of becoming a #1 contender for the WIW Championship, which of course currently is scheduled to be between Jace and Aaron Albright, Jaden and Aaron Albright, excuse me. And Mason Foster tonight has got a massive opportunity on his hands. He managed to survive a Fatal 4-Way elimination match between himself, Dixon, SDC, and Bomber to get this opportunity. And now tonight, Mason Foster, the Welshman, gets a huge opportunity tonight. Can he walk out the European champion? Of course, he'd be the second ever European champion, the first Welsh champion in the series. He'd also be, of course, the first champion of the European title from the UK, which is a big victory for us all. So Mason Foster, who's become a fan favourite after dealing with the pest that is Lachlan, and a favourite of the superstars as well. But can tonight he conquer the man that is Jace, who is ready to make his way down to the ring? This is a big fight feel. You can feel it in the arena. The European champion Jace is ready to go and defend his title again. The longest reigning champion so far in the series, with that European Championship still around his waist, and it has been there since, of course, Resurrection, where he won it in an 8-man battle royal. And since then, he has dealt with Brad Skeens, El Estrella Chico, and he has defended it ever since. The Portuguese Phoenix, so confident, he believes he can be the first ever dual champion of the series, and he intends to do that here tonight, being the first step. If he retains tonight, the general manager said he would consider putting him in a triple threat match for the WIW Championship. But this is still a bold move. It's impromptu. He hasn't warmed up tonight. Wasn't expecting to be on the card at all, Jace. But the Portuguese Phoenix, always up for a fight, willing to push himself, and he's proving he'll do whatever it takes to become a dual champion. Here tonight, he wants the European title and the WIW title. And the first step is defending this one. The European title on the line tonight, the European Championship. In this amazing match, Mason Foster, who has fought long and hard to improve his game since joining WIW, tonight has a great opportunity. But, of course, the odds are against him. He's already been in action tonight. But can he put that aside and still be fresh enough to take on and win the European Championship? But the European champion, Jace, as mentioned, longest reigning champion in WIW history so far. He has been absolutely dominant and has destroyed everyone in the ring with him, and he's put on some great matches in the process. But tonight, can he take the first step in becoming a dual champion and defend the WIW European Championship? He holds it high, and he's ready to defend. And he hands it over to the referee. He's curious. I'm curious to see how this one is going to go. The European Championship on the line at the main event. We've seen titles being defended successfully in the shows. I can't think of one example this year of the championship changing hands inside that ring. Could tonight be the first time? Or will Jace just continue to dominate? Bell rings. Here we go. And we are on the way. Look at this, Jace. Straight away, not taking any prisoners, getting in behind here with a suplex. But look at this, picking him straight back up into a second suplex. And look at this again. Looking to do the triple threat. Spins him around this time for one more suplex. And remember tonight, none of these men are particularly prepared for it. Jace, of course, not warmed up, not prepared. Wasn't even expected to be in in-ring action tonight. There's a massive spear. But decided to, after a confrontation with the GM, that he was going to put his title on the line tonight in the main event against the winner of the #1 contenders match, which of course was Mason Foster, who of course wasn't expecting to be a part of 2 matches tonight. He ended up being a part of 2 matches tonight at his own choice. Not at his own choice, should I say. But the Welshman has an opportunity tonight to pick up his second victory of the night and walk away with the European Championship. And he's looking to do just that here. with a beautiful little pop-up drop kick right to the jaw of the European champion. Spins him around. He's not backing down from the fact that he's already been in 2 matches tonight. I just keep reiterating that to stress to you how amazing what he's doing right now really is. There's a suplex. And the European champion. Early signs of trouble here. Mason Foster really getting going. And look at that, just dropping the knee. And wrenching down on the back of the neck. Mason Foster really has risen to the occasion as of late. And look at that, but Jace has been rising to the occasion since day one. And look at this, up on the shoulder. Big gut buster. And Jace now trying to get back to the control he had to begin the match. And that's a good way to do it there with a brain buster smack bang in the middle of the ring. And now picking him up to one knee. Tried to advance further and he couldn't do it. Mason Foster sending him to the outside. And to the outside they go. Mason Foster begging the European champion to get back to his feet. What's he planned for him? Look at Foster, look at him fly into a big DDT. Beautiful, beautiful acrobatic display there by Mason Foster, who now once again goes into hammering the knees down on the European champion. Remember, champion's advantage does lie with Jace. If this ends outside the ring or by disqualification, the title will be retained by Jace. And Jace looking to fight back here as he takes him down with a clothesline. And trying to use the championship advantage maybe. Nope, decides to bring it back into the ring. Remember, he's trying to prove that he's a dominant champion and that he's worthy of holding 2 titles. And he's trying not to win it by count out tonight, even though that might be the easier option. Because, of course, one going to try and keep himself as relatively fresh as he can for Christmas Clash. And look at this, look at a fly! Phoenix splash by the Portuguese Phoenix. And into the cover here, looking to retain the European Championship. He's only going to get a 1 count for his troubles. And Mason Foster not willing to go down that easy, but now the Portuguese Phoenix with control. Can he capitalize on it? No, he can't. Foster with a big clothesline. Fighting back here tonight. And the Welshman scooping him up here in a power slam position. And he's going to use the ropes there. That was a quick turn. Almost carrying him around as if it was like carrying a bag of sugar. Oh, there it is, the spinning heel kick. Spinning heel kick from Mason Foster. And it knocked out Lachlan at the pay-per-view. But he's not certain that that's knocked out. Is this knocked out the champion? And now look at this. He's getting him into a... Oh, and a cutter. Not a cutter. A rolling... I forgot what it's called. Never mind. Into the cover to become the European champion. It's a 2 count. Freaking... What's it called? Is it a rolling DDT? I've completely forgotten. I've drawn a blank there. And that's not like me, actually. That's a lot like me. Spinebuster. The crowd are going crazy. This impromptu matchup going exactly as we wanted it to go. Absolutely fantastic. 2 forces who are proving dominant lately, trying to assert dominance here and become the European champion or retain it. Oh, and a massive drop on the knee. And now Foster. Can he get him here? Is this going to be it? No! Might have been looking to set him up for that double underhook DDT, but instead, look at this. Submission hold applied. Submission hold applied. Foster's in trouble. Oh, but look at this. Foster using the strength to turn it into a power slam. A power bomb. Big counter. And into the cover by Mason Foster. Is that going to be enough? No, it's only a 1. Only a 1. And that's not good signs for the #1 contender for this European Championship. Picks him straight back up. Oh, look at this. Tried to capitalize on the space he was given. Couldn't do so. And now Jace might look to do the same here. What's he thinking? Irish whip to the ropes. And look at this. Scooping him up. Oh! And just crushing him down on the canvas. We've seen that a couple of times here tonight. Oh, and a kick to the back of the leg. And now a chop. Just trying to wear him down with strikes. But a big counter. And throws him away with a hip toss. And now look at this. Trying to pick him up again. No, this time another counter by Mason Foster. What a contest this has been for tonight's main event so far. And we still don't have an answer as to who's going to walk out the winner. But Mason Foster looking like he's got an idea. He looks like he wants this more than anything right now. Spinning heel kick. Into the cover. No, doesn't go for the cover. Wisely decides not to go for the cover. But Jace counters it. Jace countering whatever he had planned, and a big counter there of his own. And now Mason Foster, he's got him. Hook of the arms. DDT. He's got him. He's got him. Mason Foster, the new European champion. No. Jace kicks at 2.5. And I thought he'd done it. I think Foster thought he'd done it. He thought he just became the second ever European champion. But Jace kicks out at 2.5. Look at the face of Foster. Almost disappointment that he couldn't wrap it up. Jace taking a beating here though, and he really needs to start fighting back. And here it is again. This fisherman's rolling DDT thing that I completely have forgotten the name of. Jace backs out of the ring for a moment just to get some breathing room, but Foster not giving him that breathing room even as he gets back into the ring. There's a massive knee to the corner. And Foster's fighting valiantly here, but just can't put it away. Neck breaker and straight into the cover. Is that going to be enough to become the champion? No, it's not. A 2 count again. Jace just refusing to go away, refusing to give up this title. And there's a reason he's been the longest reigning champion, and this is exactly why. Back to his feet, Mason Foster gets him up. No, Jace refuses once again to give up. And now look at this, looking for a double underhook of his own into a gutbuster. Big move there by Jace. And now Jace picking him straight back up. Oh, and a massive running boot. And what a contest this has been. Remember, European Championship on the line, and that's why they're fighting so valiantly. Crossface by Jace. Rings of Saturn. He's locked it in here on Mason Foster. Foster is in trouble. Foster is in trouble here. But look at this. Just fighting out of it. Refusing to give up this title opportunity. No man is backing down here. And look at this from Foster. Scooping him up. Oh, and just taking him down face first. And Foster dragging him to the middle of the ring. Maybe thinking about going for a cover. He does. Is it going to be enough to become the European champion? It's another 2 count on Jace, who's proving too dominant. And look at this. The crowd got hyped then as he saw that. And here it is. A massive powerbomb. The cover. And it's only a 2, but flips into the Boston Crab. And is Mason Foster going to tap? No, he doesn't. Foster still doesn't give in. And Jace playing to the crowd here. They are loving this, and so am I. This has been an amazing match. He had an amazing one at the pay-per-view against El Estrella Chico. And continuing with an amazing match here. Big sequence here from Jace, who's all of a sudden just coming out the gates and taking full control of this matchup. And now picking up Foster again. And oh, and there's the massive running boot. And Jay's so close to wrapping this one up. But wait a minute. Look who's coming into the ring. It's Jaden. Jaden's here. And he's interrupting Jace. Look at this. But Jace deals with him. Gets him out of the ring. And arms out. But look at this. Foster. Foster from behind. DDT. Oh my god. No way. Is it about to end like this? Yes, it is. Foster's champion. Foster is the champion. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe what I've just seen. Mason Foster has just become the European champion just like that. What the hell just happened? And it's another case, ladies and gentlemen, of in a short spell of time, a match going all the wrong directions due to an interruption. But Mason Foster, after winning the #1 contendership match just moments ago, has now come on to the main event and has captured the European Championship from Jace's nose, from under Jace's nose, should I say. Unbelievable scenes here to NWIW. The monstrous reign of Jace has come to an end, and at the hands of Mason Foster. And that is where we're going to end tonight's show. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Comment your thoughts and feelings on tonight's show, and I will catch you all in the next one.